let's deconstruct some of the, well, the principle, the driving, not a metaphor, it's not a metaphor, it's an acronym for the KIPP schools, is the word SLANT. And a lot of you might have read about this. These are the KIPP schools are working very well in Brooklyn and in the Bronx, where I don't know the kinds of districts you guys are from, but these are challenging. These are highly volatile, highly poor, highly damaged, and they've been working in Chicago, Louisiana, and I don't, off the top of my head, know the list of other cities. SLANT, it's an acronym, S-L-A-N-T. Now, this is what's being called a middle class value. S is for sit up straight. L is for listen. A is for ask and answer. N, this gets more and more interesting, is for nod your head. And T, it gets more and more interesting, is track the speaker with your eyes. Now, I'm going to tell you all, right now, you are all slanting perfectly. I feel this is going to be one of those days when I feel I can walk out of here and say, I think I had a good class. Because it's easy. You don't even have to be a great teacher. You don't have to be well prepared. If you know your subject, you like your subject, and you've got this slant going on. But let's get away from you guys. You're great. But enough of you. The interesting thing is people are calling it middle class values, but almost every letter there, if not all of them, are really about attention. They're not principally middle class values, which is, you know, take your garbage out, or make sure, a broken window gets fixed. Those are good, solid middle class values that count. And they're great. And I've always loved them, and I've always aspired to them. But SLANT, that KIPP schools is daring to insist on. SLANT is not a passive concept such as we have in some schools, such as posters on the wall, be nice. Posters on the wall, respect each other. No, that's SLANT. And that's why these schools are so potent, is because they're insisting on it. You can get disciplined every day without requiring a lawyer for not upholding the 5 letters of SLANT. This has changed the culture of attention in these schools so that the young teachers who are coming in from the Teach for America programs, who have no training in teaching, what do they get, 6 weeks? Or it's pitiful, but it's powerful if you put them in a SLANT environment. And it never occurred to me to be that forthright on insisting. Because I think another part of the middle class value that this might be deriving from is to be very courteous. And it's not courteous to be walking up to someone, going. And I had an experience, this shows how long I've been out of teaching, because I used to do it naturally, but I walked up to a young woman who was a 5th grader who was not paying attention and did this. And she said, "You're not supposed to touch me." I said, "Oh, yeah, that's right. I have been I am sorry." But apparently you can still do this. If they take away my ability to knock politely on a desk, I don't know what I'll do. I'm sure there were good reasons for protecting our students, but I'm not sure. So I am, having described what I think is a crisis that certain people who are not necessarily trained educators but are going in and looking at schools who have some distance on it are saying it's obvious what's missing. They don't know what to call it. They don't know the background history of the problem. You have to leave that to older guys, men and women, to look at it. But they're solutions oriented. And it's interesting because you talk to the teachers at these schools, and they think it's middle-class values they're upholding. But what they're really getting out of the bargain is attention, shared attention. I have been doing a wiki, not my first, but it is fantastic to set up a wiki learning environment with teachers, students, administrators on it to develop the full attention contract. This is blue sky, but the Wikipedia has really good results, and I'm liking the growth of it. And in the remaining minutes, I will share as much of the wiki full attention contract as I seem to be getting from students, teachers, administrators who I've invited onto this. I'm not inviting theoreticians onto this because I am frankly tired of us. And I think we come from the wrong place. Until you're back in the classroom every day, and I'm not talking about visiting it every day, I mean teaching every day. So you're walking home and going, I hit a goddamn 190 today. I gotta solve this. I've gotta, what is going on? Because if you are someone who was born or likes to teach or would like to teach, any of those qualifications will do, you can't walk out of a bad class with a kind of a neutral feeling about it. It's just impossible. You'll quit as soon as you have a neutral feeling when you walk out of a bad class. Although I suppose there's some teachers who walk out of a bad class just pissed off at the kids. And that doesn't work, because these attentional problems, as I hope I demonstrated with the 5 places it came from, kids didn't invent their lack of attention. It's a lot of different cultures and video games and teacher expectations being low for what we're allowed to insist on.